What's up, YouTube? It's a beautiful day, Saturday, July 31st, and guess what? We're finally, July 31st or July 30th? I'm not sure. We are back at the flea market. Dad and I are here. He's currently setting up our stand. We are next to Dolph of Junkyard Breaks. We have a nice little collectibles area in our section of the flea market. But I'm here on the other side of the flea market right now, just gonna do a quick walk around, see if I can find any deals. And then, you know, I'll make a separate video of us selling, so you guys will see the best of both worlds. It's good to be back. It's been a couple weeks since we've had the flea market, so now that we're back, hopefully guys renewed and brought some fresh stuff. So, see you guys in a bit. So I wanted to include this part of the video just to show you guys the comparison between going to the flea market at 6:30 in the morning versus what it's like being at the flea market at 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I heard some people say that they're regular buyers and they don't like going to the flea market when it's this early because vendors aren't set up. A lot of vendors aren't even here. Probably only about half or maybe less than half of the vendors are actually here. So is it worth going early in the morning? That's totally up to you. You get first dibs at everything, but you got to do a lot of, you know, a lot of walking around, a lot of excessive walking, a lot of extra digging, and you got to do a lot of waiting. And right here, you know, I spot a comic book under a pile of junk, essentially. So I start digging through, start looking at, you know, trying to get in here. Like I said, it's early in the morning, so I'm the first person here. I'm definitely the first person to see these comics. This guy is a regular vendor, always brings new stuff. Sometimes brings older stuff, like, you know, sometimes he'll bring 70s or 60s collectibles. We bought some nice collectibles from this guy over the past, and, you know, he doesn't always know what he has as far as price. When I start pulling these books out, you know, it's some Bronze Age stuff in there, so I'm just going to pull these out and see what he does with them.
And $16 if you want it. We'll do that.
Thank you, John.
What do you have? Oh, wow.
So, you know, here's an opportunity to buy a really cool item. You're definitely paying for the signature. I don't know if the book has any significance. I pass on this, but let me know what you guys would have done. Would you guys have bought this signed book? How much?
I can do 350.
350.
It's pretty much mint condition.
No, it's really nice.
Yeah, it is mint condition. I have one offer already, but I want to see it better. This one, 120.
Yeah, okay.
The two pieces are connected.
Okay. I'll hand it back to you. I'll think about it.
Okay.
350 is a little steep for me.
How much will you offer me though?
You know, I'm not too sure what the signature would go for. Like, you know, I'm not too familiar with signature, so I would have to do some research on it. But
Okay,
I'll do some research. I'll
be
circle back around. What's going on, man? How are you? How's it going?
Good, man. How about you? I went to that
Good.
coin place that you.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I like it.
Nice. Yeah, the guy was really
awesome,
cool. Yeah, and like you wouldn't suspect that there would be that much stuff in
I
there.
spent like $300.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of nice stuff over there.
What was the highlight? Anything really good?
What did I get? Mostly like $50-$60 books. I got the first appearance of Gambit.
Oh, nice.
That's in an annual.
Nice. Yeah.
I got a first appearance of Nitro. That's was in a Captain Marvel book. There's another $100 book I bought. I forgot which one it was. So he had a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah, it was an
does
awesome
trades
store.
Too. He was like, if you bring stuff, we'll trade.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tons of doubles and shit.
No, the guy was awesome. So.
Setting up there?
Yeah, we're down over there.
Cool, man.
But I'll swing back around when you get ready.
Guys, this is a regular comic book vendor at this flea market, one of many that we have. Just be aware as I'm going through these boxes, the box on the far left is a $1 box. The box that I'm going through right now in the middle is a $1 to $2 box, so there's comics in here for $1 or $2. And the box to my right with the graphics on it, that is an individually marked box. Every comic book in there is nicer. They're nicer key issues. There's some really big books in there too, as you're going to see as I go through it. But the prices are very high, and you know, he's asking comic book show prices, eBay top end prices, which is what you should do. I mean, he's got good books. I'm just saying, I'm not a player on a lot of those books because there's not really too many deals to be found. But we'll see if I find anything in that box today. So here's a great example of, you know, I don't normally buy any books out of this guy's box, out of this specially individually price marked box. But I pull out an ASM 362. It's a newsstand edition. It's in decent condition. I mean, it's you know, it's not beat up or anything like that. He got it marked at $10. So if I can, you know, even if I can wiggle him down a little bit more off of that, I think it's a good value book.
What's going on? You got some good stuff today.
Yeah, I try to bring this stuff.
That's $18. Can we do 15 for the stack?
Let's do it. Where are you at today? You set up or no?
Yeah, we're towards the middle, right by that guy's tent over there.
Check you guys out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah, I'll see you around there.
See you soon. Morning, gentlemen.
How you doing?
What's going on? Good.
So your dad, half hour ago?
Yeah. Yep. He was here. What are you asking on the Spider-Mans?
$5.
5 each.
You guys are set up today, right?
Yeah, we're right over there.
How's it looking so far?
You know, last time we were here, it was moving a little faster.
Yeah.
It's a little slower today. Yeah.
Last week was. It's gonna be a weird day. Last week. Last time was slow. Here's some great stuff.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we got 2 of them.
What are they? Oh wow, they're really nice. Oh, you told me you bought that on eBay, right? Or
No,
an
no,
auction
no.
or something, like $1,000.
On high bid.
High bid.
High bid, yeah.
That's really. What are you asking on those? Just curious.
For no, this is the way I do it. I take I use the key collector. Use him.
Oh yeah.
So I take just the highest value of the comic, and I divide it by 9.8. So then whatever my points are, I just multiply it by that. So I figure it seems to work out pretty well. These are Star Wars 1.
So when he says $5 a piece on some of these ASM books, you know, I start pulling out anything that I really like. Some of them aren't in great condition, but you know, when I'm buying stuff like this, I'm looking for subject matter, and I pull out some books that I really like.
I get more for if I just sold it raw, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it screws you.
It's definitely a gamble every time you send it.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys selling here today too, right?
Yeah, we're selling.
What you guys doing? Like take turn shifts?
Sort of. It just
$10.
depends who's there and who's not. You know what though? We don't have enough table space for all our stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tables are tough to come by these days.
We're always trying to manipulate how we set the stuff up. It's always a work in progress.
Yeah, presentation's a big thing, you know?
Yeah,
Making it accessible and everything.
Exactly.
My boss told me customers can't buy it if they can't see it.
That's true. When did he condone that? That's cool. Wily Coyote?
Yeah. I never seen it before.
Yeah,
It's pretty interesting.
They're like kind of forgotten about like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so sorry, bro. You said earthy. It totally slipped my mind.
And so guys, just keep in mind that at this point in the day, I'm trying to get back to our stand. Dad and I are operating a flea market stand, so I'm trying to get back there right now. So I'm going through these books kind of as fast as I can. I don't have time to look at everything. I know people get upset when I don't look at every single thing, but I always ask the guy, what are your best looking boxes? Those are the ones that are up front. Those are the ones that are the short boxes to my left. I go through those, pull out the ones I like. Now I'm going through these, and I'm just kind of looking for anything extra that I could possibly find. But listen, guys, I mean, like, people say, like, you know, you're going to pass up on a great book, and I'm not saying I'm not passing up on a great book, but a lot of times I just try to narrow it down. Show me your best stuff. Okay, after I look through that, I'll look through some of the other stuff, but I'm not really, you know, I'm not really trying to spend all day going through these comics, that even especially the ones that aren't bagged and boarded. If you got time to do it, you know, feel free, but just remember, every second that you spend at a stand, you know, you're losing time on something else. You know, there's some other deal going down that you're missing out on because you're being held up here. So just keep that in mind.
I know what the best you can do on
like
that stack is there.
For you, I got Daisy Love. You look like. Give me Christian Dior. No, not make one. It's one over here. Daisy, oh no, this is 4 or 4. You won't like 4 or 4. Oh, I got polo. I just ran out. I got black butter. What color was that?
45.
Do that. There's 40.
He's got a bunch of them down there.
I just got one from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a 5.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Oh, so you, I got two things for you. I know you won't like. I mean, we've been talking about it for so long.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh, you want to see?
Good luck.
Yep. See you guys.
So now this is a little bit later in the day. It's now about 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. I had been spending a lot of time at our booth selling items to a lot of great people. A lot of great customers came by. This is our regular vendor, Joe, and Joe usually shows up with a large gold van. He usually carries a lot of stuff with him, but never this much stuff. And today he brought a U-Haul with him. So Dad was already here. Dad was here bright and early. He was one of the first guys into these comic boxes. So have no fear about that. Dad was able to find some good stuff. But I'm here now. Like I said, you know, Joe's probably been here for about a half hour or about 45 minutes. So, you know, right now I'm an early buyer. I'm not one of the first guys here, but I'm an early buyer. Fortunately, Dad was here. Joe lets me know that, you know, these are kind of his worst comics here, which I already find, you know, a couple ones that I really like. So if he's going to work with me on the price on a lot of this stuff, and, you know, this is all fresh, it's all new. So that's what we like to see here. That it's something that, you know, we get to see a lot of at the New Jersey Meadowlands Flea Market. Get to see a lot of this kind of, you know, fresh vendors bringing in good stuff. So going through these boxes like a madman, trying to pull out anything that I like, because, you know, it's the first time I'm seeing it, so it's really fun.
This one. Everything in the front here, $10 average. Everything behind $5 average.
Got it.
Depends on what you're picking up. Oh. How much is it? $5.
Joe also lets me know that this is the better box of everything that he brought. So he has these kind of broken down as $5 or $10 comics, but depending on which one you pull out. With that in mind, you know, I'm trying to be selective here, because $10, you know, I'm not finding Silver Age Marvel in here. So if you know, if I was finding anything really, really good that I really liked, I would just be buying it. If the whole box was really good, I'd make an offer on the whole thing. I don't see $5 to $10 a book on a lot of this stuff. You know, some of it's kind of, you know, more in the $3 to $5 range, and maybe a couple $10 books. So I pull some out that I really like, and condition's a big thing with a lot of these. Unfortunately, even in the ones that are bagged and boarded are kind of in rough condition. But it's nice that he has them separated. Usually Joe doesn't do that, but he took a little bit of time, I guess, to separate out the better ones. So that makes the search a little bit easier. Like I said, I'm not the first person in this box, but Dad was one of the first people in this box. He said the same thing. There was no Silver Age Marvel, but a lot of Silver Age DC. So you just got to keep digging and hope you find something good.
How's it going? You know, it's a little slow, but we're making some sales here and there.
Hear that? Okay. It's supposed to be a 14, right?
What's that?
This?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like a comic, right?
Oh, yeah.
You think it's worth it from a Happy Days collection or no?
For Happy Days, I mean, yeah. I feel like you gotta go for it.
Keep putting it out. Oh, you found the clear one?
Oh, I gotta put these out.
Hey, Joey.
Hey. I got a bunch of Elvis stuff all over the place.
Stephanie, hi, Snookums.
Hi, how are ya?
I'm alright. Yeah, y'all gonna throw us off this.
I'm not gonna get 40 bucks for everything.
That's good.
Charge you like $1.
Yeah, that works.
Because I know they're all in condition.
Yeah. Condition's big. Do you have change by any chance?
Yes. Yeah, I just don't want that to
Yeah, I got it.
tear on you. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
You got it, bud.
And so here you go. Here's the contrast from the beginning of the video. You can see what the flea market looks like just in a couple hours difference. You know, the first footage was shot at about 6:30 in the morning, and now it's about 9 or 9:30 in the morning. Big difference.
Meadowlands YouTubers mount up.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
I saw that table. It was nice. I almost bought that Gambit figure. Thinking about it.
What do you mean almost? Don't
You're right.
get it,
You're right.
man.
What do I mean almost?
What's your channel?
It's called Top Sub Kicks. I usually just buy sneakers and stuff.
Oh, okay,
cool. And like cool sports.
Who's the cover? Is
LeBron, but I think
LeBron's
that's Chris
on the
Paul's
cover, but yeah, that's LeBron's either second or third. It should be 03, 04.
It's not XPX, right? What's the like set? Rookie debut.
Found some treasuries.
Found some stuff, yeah. This was all Joey bought a bunch of new stuff. He bought a U-Haul today. Because I have some of these cards. I'm curious what you're asking on the Marvel superheroes.
I was asking, I think some dude just asked me. I forgot already.
Because those are, the centering's pretty nice on these, right?
Yeah, the Spider-Man, that's the #1 card. I think
Mhm.
you guys had 15 on it.
Okay. 20.
But I mean, it's 20. I'm taking 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanos is 15.
take
I'm taking 10. Yeah, same thing. And then I think
And how
the black
about,
suit was
yeah,
here.
the black suit.
That should be cheaper too. 15, 10.
And how about the Lawrence Taylor? LT.
20.
20.
15. That one's the centering's a bit off. It's low.
I'm going to take it, but give me, because I have something for you.
want
But
this one?
yeah, I'm going to take that, but I'll be right back. Give me a second.
So I asked Dolph just to set the card aside because I have a little gift for him, and it's just kind of a box of random cards. It's a lot of baseball, football, and even a little bit of superhero cards. Just, nothing that I really wanted, nothing that really struck out to me, but just stuff that I'm sure he would enjoy having them, and he can go through them, and he could do more with them than I can. Also, guys, be sure to tune in Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We're going to be live on Dolph's YouTube channel, so come over and check us out.
Hey, bud, how much you asking for this?
$2.
$2? I'll take it. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so now we're way later in the day. I went back to my stand, been selling some stuff, and now it's probably like 11:30, 12:30 in the afternoon. And I'm back at Bishoy's table and his friend, and this is the guy that I bought comic books from earlier. Little did I know that I walked right past, and right now I'm staring right at this item. I still don't see it. Look at how fast I grabbed this thing. Bam! As soon as I see it, I'm like, I gotta wait, what is this? Hold on a second. Hold the phone. This is a Mr. Schnoid pin, art by the artist Robert Crumb. Never seen this before. Oh my! I don't know what I'm holding right now.
It's like, okay, well, I made $91. I was looking over that, man.
It's all right. We got one big sale. Some guy, I bought a bunch of those 90s X-Men figures.
Oh, you had some?
Guy bought all of them. So I was like, that's fine.
I'm struggling here, man.
Yeah.
It's hard today for me.
This is you right here?
Yeah.
What are you asking for this?
I'm asking 50.
50.
Online, they're going anywhere from like 150 to 300.
Meantime, while you...
I gotta. Do you mind if I just look it up?
Yeah.
I'm just.
That's fine.
I love Robert Crumb stuff, but I don't. You don't see that. You don't know anything.
No,
Oh my god.
I know that there was a comic in the 60s based on that character.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about the
So,
artist or the writer. Or...
There's a documentary. The documentary is called Crumb, and it's about this guy's life. Like I can't describe to you how wacky it is. Like it's R-rated documentary. Do not watch it with children.
No, I won't. I'll watch
So
it.
this guy was, when the 60s was going on, the whole hippie movement and everything like that, and comic books started exploding, he started doing underground comics, and he's like the best, most famous guy to ever do it.
Online when I looked it up.
It's like a combination of sexist, racist, funny,
But that character
terrible.
is from a 60s comic.
This is one of his characters. He had a bunch of famous characters, but I just want to look that up real
A
quick.
lot online, man. Like almost mind blowing how much a pin can go for.
Anytime I see anything with Robert Crumb's name on it, I try to buy it just because I love him. Like
Well, let me see let me know what you find out. When I saw people going asking like 150, 200, 300.
Didn't I tell you this?
But I'll work with you. You know that already.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is new to me. I never seen this before.
You missed it the first time you came by, right?
What's that?
I said you missed it. You didn't notice it. Yeah.
It's like, who would even think, right? This little thing.
Yeah.
So you need to help me too. I need some of your time.
I collect pins too, but it's like I didn't know nothing about it. So like, I can't wear it if I don't know nothing about
Right.
it. People are gonna ask me, oh, do you know that guy? I'm like, no.
For me, I mean, this is honestly like one of the coolest things I've ever seen at this flea market. I don't know anything about it.
Well, hey man, I'm happy I was the one to provide that for you.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on the 50. Just do it. I don't know if I'm getting a good deal or if it's a terrible deal,
I
but
mean, from what I saw online, they're going for quite a bit. Yeah.
It's never getting sold. It's staying in the personal collection for a long time.
I appreciate that.
There you go, man.
How's you?
Getting in there, get in there. Little by little.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see you.
Yep, see ya.
So I'm not much of a pin collector, but I just bought a $50 pin. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I think it might have been worth it. I have no idea. But here I am now, going through a box of more pins. So I don't know what I'm doing right now. Guys, just so you know, I'm looking at these pins with the mindset of I love history. I'm a big fan of history, and there's some really cool stuff in here. It's a lot of Soviet and Russian stuff. I can't read a lot of it. A lot of it's written in Russian. But I'm having a fun time going through here, and I'm just going to kind of pull out anything that I really like.
How much? $3. Do you know the year on these? Are these old?
It is late 80s.
Late 80s?
Actually, not even late. It's mid-80s, like 86.
Mid-80s? I'm a history major, so I love stuff like this. That's cool. You have change?
me a second. It starts with $1.
Yeah, take your time. And I caught you at the worst time.
No, it's okay. Because otherwise it's a bit lazy.
It's okay.
It is $1.
Oh, that's $1?
Yep.
Perfect.
Pretending to
Sounds
be a
good.
quarter.
Thank you.
Look, you should. There's one thing. My opinion. What you should buy. This one.
Okay.
And there'll be one more. Сот, Леня, я не вижу пионерских значков, Леня. Wow, I sold all penny. This is the young communist league. It's Lenin as a baby.
That's Lenin as a baby?
Yeah, and when you're like 7 years old, so they put it. But another one that usually I have two here. Once again, I'm taking back my words. It's a must, but they are real sparkles.
Right, oh, I love that.
Next stage is a young pioneer. So they put red tie on you, and then you speak in your teenage voice that I always be ready to serve my Communist Party. I was adopted as a pioneer in Cruz Aurora.
Okay.
You know that it starts the revolution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just telling, these are the most interesting. Even this is Olympic bear, but this most of the, I may recommend them.
Yeah, and what would you? Are you asking the same price for these? $3?
Yeah, $3 each. But these are from like 60s or the 70s.
No, these are.
They already they didn't exist in the 80s.
I'm gonna take them. I'll take them.
Yeah, that's as much as my imitations go, because there are a lot of nice and beautiful and.
Oh, that's awesome. Should have a 5.
Я перемудрил. Okay. And
there you
beautiful.
go.
Listen, thank you so much. I applaud your spirit and your interest.
No, I love. I mean, you never see stuff like this. Is so cool. Thank you for pointing these out, because I would have walked right past them.
I'm just curious. Is your hero always on?
Yeah.
And
yeah, a lot of the time.
Then you make editing?
I'll make a video out of it, yeah. Absolutely.
You know that the guy, flea market guy, I forgot his name, Blue John or something like, I forgot the name, but for a long time, many years he goes, and he has camera.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit boring,
Yeah.
But usually
it's hard sometimes, but it's not boring when you're finding stuff like this. Like this is cool.
I'm happy. So I don't know when I'm standing because I made a break, but I always bring something unusual. And today is like not my best setting. Sometimes I have layers and layers. For example, photography, postcards, you know,
very
like,
cool.
Ephemera. So next time, please, I'm leaving.
Yes.
And you know, like, I'll be happy with your interest.
Very cool. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let me kick off this recap just by stating that I do apologize that this video is coming out a little late. These purchases for me at the time of recording were last week's purchases that I haven't gotten to yet. But the good news, the reason why this recap is late is because there's a lot of content coming and a lot of good stuff coming. So there's plenty of stuff to come. Let me start off in no particular order in which we bought these books. I know Dad bought this stack from Dolph. He has a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is called Junkyard Breaks. You can check him out. He sets up weekly at the New Jersey Meadowlands Flea Market. My dad got all these books. Don't really worry about the sticker price because Dad got them for, I want to say, close to half off. Maybe more than that. I'm not 100% sure what Dad paid for them. But I have a lot of books to go through. As you guys can tell by the video, if you watch the entire flea market trip, you know that I have a lot of, we made a lot of purchases today. Didn't feel like it because we were set up to sell. So I would go out and buy. I came back to sell. And then I would go back out to buy again, come back to sell, go back out to buy. So it didn't feel like I was really buying a lot, but just the constant flow of us going, of me going out and finding stuff. Plus Dad went out and found stuff, and then he would come back with stuff. So it's like, yeah, we actually did buy a lot of stuff. This Detective Comics here, number 376. It's got a little wear down there, but like I said, we didn't pay sticker price for it, so that's good. I got this whole stack, a lot of books, a lot of horror stuff, which I'm really thrilled about, especially this time of year. We're getting closer to Halloween. Werewolf by Night 21. It's a beater. I got it for less than $1, so I'm happy. Daniel Boone. I'm not sure, like I said, I apologize for the lack of organization here. We just have so much stuff to go through right now. But I was able to buy this is a nice Star Wars book, Star Wars 21, nice Vader cover. I was able to buy a bunch of Archie comics from one vendor, along with a little 8mm reel. Got the whole lot of it for $12, so super stoked about that. These all mostly are a combination of my dad and my own purchases from our one of our regulars, Joe, who showed up with a U-Haul to the flea market. I was able to find this Machine Man 2. It's actually in pretty nice condition, even though it's not bagged and boarded. And same with this Man thing. It's in decent condition, considering it was just lying out there in the open. Moon Knight 5. Joe typically brings a good circulation of stuff. You know, he's always finding new stuff, but this week he brought a U-Haul, which is very unusual. Usually he brings a large van, which carries enough stuff, but he brought a U-Haul and had plenty of stuff, a lot of toys, which I didn't really ask about because they weren't really the kind of toys I'm looking for. They were more like kind of 90s and stuff, you know, 90s Star Wars. It's not really what I'm trying to buy right now at this particular point in time, but really good stuff. He had a lot of records and obviously a bunch of new boxes of comics. And Dad was one of the first ones in there, and he found some pretty good stuff. Then I went not too shortly after him, and I still was able to find some good stuff. So, you know, I don't think the regular pickers that are always, you know, there, they didn't get all the good deals. I found some good books, I think. A lot of Batmans. These are mostly Dad's buys, the Batman books. They all mostly came from Joe. He picked them all out. He was one of the first guys there and was able to grab as many of these Batmans as he could find. Superman 333, nice Bizarro cover. See, some of these books are like bent and stuff. They're a little warped. They gotta get in a bag and board and just kind of flattened out, and they'll be back. Once again, these are Dad buys here. These are Dad's buys. You know, I wouldn't really look twice at a lot of this stuff. I mean, like maybe the DC horror, I would have bought something like that, but this is all Dad right here. And what he paid was about less than $1 a piece because he bought a bunch of books, and these books averaged out to less than $1 a piece from the same vendor. See here, early Richie Rich. This pile's getting a little big. Let me swap it out. Some more Richie Rich, some weird fantasy. Like I said, a lot of sci-fi, a lot of horror. Here's some Charlton. The Many Ghost Stories of Dr. Graves. Well, the Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. Sorry. And then obviously Dad doing his thing, buying a lot of DC. I have a lot of people that ask frequently on the channel, you know, what are you looking to buy right now? What are you looking to do? Dad and I, we have a little bit different buying strategies. Probably always have, probably always will. Dad loves DC a lot more than me, guys. He's a lot more passionate about DC. And I will agree that he's right about one thing, is that DC is not as demanding as Marvel at the moment, and that means that you can find really good deals on some DC books. So a lot of this stuff is, you know, this Bronze Age DC, they end up in dollar bins, and whereas the Marvel books, or the Marvel Bronze Age, you know, are 10, 20, 30 bucks a piece. And the same can be said with DC Silver Age as well. I mean, let's face it, Marvel Silver Age, any Marvel Silver Age comic book, whether it's Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, Avengers, whatever it is, if it's in decent condition and it's Marvel Silver Age,
it's at least a $25 book. You know, I mean, it's hard to find copies of Marvel Silver Age books for less than that. It's hard to find them under $10, where Dad and I kind of like to make our purchase. Not saying that they can't be found. Usually if you're paying under $10 for a Marvel Silver Age book, it's usually beat up pretty good, or unless you can get it in a big bundle deal. You know, that's another great way to acquire books. But here's Silver Age DC, not in great condition. It does have some kind of damage going on here in the bottom corner, but it's a really nice early Silver Age Aquaman book, Aquaman 16, and I'm pretty sure I got this, I pulled it out of a $5 box, and I'm going to end up getting it for less than $5 because I bought a bunch. Here's another one, and this one's in really nice shape. This was in the $10 box from the vendor Joe. World's Finest 166. Got a nice Joker cover, Batman and Superman for $10, and I ended up paying a little bit less than that because I bought a bunch. So, you know, DC guys, if you want to ask me what's a good value right now, it could be DC. I'm not saying go out and buy DC books because they're guaranteed to go up in value or anything like that. I'm not making that claim. I'm just saying that looking at the statistical evidence, yes, you're going to get more bang for your buck with a DC book. You could just find older DC books for a cheaper price rather than Marvel books. You know, you're gonna have to pay up for Marvel. That's just the time we're living in right now. I was able to find a bunch of this stuff. This is all kind of a combination of Dad and myself. So we pulled a lot of these out of the same vendor. Some of these I found, some of these he found, and these are the two that he found. These are really nice. They're not in great condition, but Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo's, 2 of them. He found it. He was one of the first ones into the guy's stand, and was able to pull out 2 Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo books. So, you know, we love to see that. These look like more the ones that I pulled out, and I was just looking for anything I could find. A lot of these, he said, were going to be dollar books, and then I knew that if I bought a bunch, I'd get a good price on them. So found these Battlestar Galacticas, not really something that I'm particularly into, but they were in decent condition. Once again, you know, they weren't bagged and boarded, which, you know, you don't like to see that when you're going through books. It's one of the advantages of buying from somebody like Dolph, who, you know, you're gonna buy anything that you buy from him is gonna be bagged and boarded. That's just an added plus. I'm not sure if I got this one. I did end up buying books from somebody else too, I think. Here's another nice Iron Fist, but just the fact that they, you know, they're not bagged and boarded, but they're still in good condition. I think this is the stack of Archies and stuff that I bought for very cheap. I'm gonna say I got this entire run of Archie comics and so on for about the equivalent of $10. Archie TV Lift. I'll go quick through these. I know these aren't everybody's favorite, but I mean, for the price, and they're not my. I typically would not buy this, but the guy made me buy it. The guy literally made me buy it with the price that he was asking. It came out to probably like $1/4 a book or something like that. And you know what? You can put them on eBay, and you can get $1 to $3 a piece for books like these, and some are better. You know, there are. I'm not too familiar with these issues in particular as to which ones command the most money. But some are better than others. And like I said, it was just great. It was just a great price, and you know, I bought it. Even I knew Dad was gonna like it. I bought it because Dad. And here's one of these. Here's one of the good ones that's in there. I don't know why this one's more expensive, but Dad always says look for Sabrina the Teenage Witch. These books apparently command more money. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that it's kind of horror Halloween themed, like she's a witch. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good tip for anybody out there. If you see Sabrina the Teenage Witch books in a dollar bin, you can grab them and resell them for more. It's a good book to have. This one's a kind of fun cover. This is a Madhouse Annual, so it's a giant, but a nice kind of robot cover like that. Just a lot more Richie Rich, Archie, Little Archie, a whole bunch of stuff. I guess this lot was mostly Richie Rich, but however many books this was, you know, for 10 bucks, it was certainly worth the purchase, I think. And let me show you guys what else I got from the same guy that I bought all the Richie Riches from. So along with the big pile of Archie comics, I also got this Deputy Dog 8mm reel. I know a little bit about Deputy Dog, but there were a couple things that were just striking me. First of all, I like 8mm reels. I do collect these to an extent. I don't buy them every time I see them, but at the price I was getting this for, I was basically getting it for $2. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I like that there's a gun on it. I like that there's a Confederate flag on it. I think that adds something to it, in my opinion. The title of this is Rabid Rebel. So I like that. There's a lot going on in there, and that's pretty cool. And all that, like I said, for 12 bucks. This, I believe, was all the... Like I said, I'm doing all this out of order because there's so much stuff. But I'm going to clean this bar up. I ended up getting this and this stack of comics here for, I believe, $16, which, you know, honestly might be a little high, but I was the first guy at the stand. These comic books were kind of hidden. They were out of sight. The guy had a comic box that were 2 for $1, and then he had these. So I grabbed them, and he wanted $1 a piece for these. So yeah, I was just gonna pay it. I know the guy in general doesn't like, he doesn't like negotiating that much, you know. Usually his price is his price. So I'm not sure if this book is worth anything. The cover looks very familiar, so I feel like I've seen this book before. But even if it's something, you know, even if it's a $5, $10 book, I did really good on it. But I don't know if this book is worth anything. You know, these were all just books that were in there. I just bought all of them just because I was the first guy there, and I didn't want to miss out on anything in case there was something good. Here's one of those Bronze Age DC, Bronze Age Superman. Green Lantern. Robin book. There's another Green Lantern. This I did not go through. I forgot to open this. This was in there. Let me see if this is anything special. Let's check this out, because this is what really grabbed my attention when I was going through it. And not really. No. Okay, I should have looked when I was going through. So this was in a 3-pack. So I saw this on top. I was like, ooh, maybe it's all kind of sci-fi books in there. But in addition to that book, there was also this Incredible Hulk 406 and Secret Defenders #3. I don't know if there's any value in there, but I was hoping that these 2 books were also sci-fi books as well, but that's not the case. And this one's pretty rough, missing the back cover completely. It's okay, it's not a big deal. This could be an underrated sleeper book in there. This Howard the Duck 15. I don't know if that's worth anything, but it is bronze. An Amazing Spider-Man book, and just one more Superman. So I don't know, you know, this might not have been the best purchase of the day. Like I said, you know, I don't know if this Secret Wars 2 #6 if that's worth anything. I know we got a lot of Secret Wars coming up, a lot of news breaking about that, so maybe there's something there. What else did I find? I've been staring at this card for a while at Dolph's stand. It's very significant to me because I am a Giant fan. I am an NFL historian, and if you're talking Giants, if you're talking NFL history, there's no better defender in the name of the game than Lawrence Taylor. He was the greatest to ever do it. Amazing. It is his rookie card, in case you guys don't know. Dolph had it marked at 20 bucks. He immediately told me he would take 15 for it, which he's known to take off his sticker price. But I also had a gift box for him. I gave him a bunch of cards, just kind of stuff that I didn't really want. It wasn't really interesting to me, and I just wanted to get the box out as I'm cleaning out my basement right now. And so he gave me the card for $5. So
you know, what are you going to do? You know, it's like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take Lawrence Taylor rookie card for $5. Not in the greatest of condition, but it doesn't matter. It's just having the card for me. That's worth it. There's kind of very few words to describe this for me. This is one of the coolest things I've ever found at a flea market anywhere. It's one of the coolest things I've ever bought in my life. And the crazy part is I walked right past it the first time. I had bought comic books, which I'll show you guys the comics in a second, but I bought this pin, Mr. Snoid by Crumb. And I looked at this and I immediately thought, oh my God, what is this? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. One of our regular vendors, fan of the channel, Bishoy, he always brings interesting antiques, not really stuff that I'm into, but it's like, when I see something like this, I'm always thinking to myself, God, you know, this guy has a great eye. And he didn't exactly know what it was, but he knew what it was enough to buy it. And you know, he did his research on it. He realized that it was valuable. He was asking $50, guys, for this pin. $50 for a pin. I have never, you know, I don't buy pins. I don't do this until recently, of course. But for me, Robert Crumb, kind of a interesting figure. I don't want to share too much about him in this particular video because this is going on long enough. Maybe I'll do something separate for this piece in another video, or maybe I'll make like a little short for it or something like that. I don't know. This is amazing. Robert Crumb, 60s underground comics artist who has been, you know, he's a revolutionary figure for the comic book industry. Not a popular guy by any stretch of the imagination. He's kind of lesser known. Like, you know, it's in the title, underground comics. He's an underground kind of artist, and you know, it's not very how can I say this gently? It's not very well liked by society. That's the best way I can put it, is his work is not well received by society. And you read it just a little bit and you can understand why. But for me, being the historian that I am, this piece is very significant to me. We both looked it up on eBay. We could not find one of these for $50. Every pin that I saw on eBay was $100+. For $50, this is the coolest thing I found in a very long time. This might be the coolest thing I found ever. It's a personal keeper in my collection. I'm not looking to resell this. I hope I never have to. I don't know if there's more of these, but now I'm on the hunt. I want to collect them all. And yeah, Bishoy. And the funny part, like I said, you know, Bishoy wasn't really sure what it was either, but he collects pins and stuff like that. So the fact that he was able to receive this, he was able to rescue this from whatever situation it came from, and it ended up in my hands, and now I have it, and I really, really, really appreciate something like this. And yeah, this is one of the coolest things that I've ever found in my life. So it's weird. It's like this little thing, but it means a lot. So super cool, super stoked. Happy to pay the $50 for it. And we can continue with more amazing comic books. This short stack I paid for, I think I paid $15 for it, from a regular vendor. He's there all the time. Some nice Hulk books. This Avengers book, he had it originally marked at $5, which I might have paid $5 for it, but he even reduced it down to $2 and put it in his $2 bin. Other than this writing here, you know, it's really not in bad condition. It's a nice Ultron cover, so $2 for that. $2 for Fantastic Four 212, Clash of the Titans. $2 for Man-Thing number 10. It's in really nice condition. And then marked at $10, but I end up getting it for $7. Amazing Spider-Man 362 newsstand, if that really applies to this particular issue. I know it's more of a modern book. To me, this was one of the best value buys I found in that guy's box in a long time. usually his prices are pretty up to date on these comics. So I gotta just check and make sure the condition on it's good and everything like that. It does have a little bit of spine chipping, but he had it marked at 10 bucks. Usually he's a little bit higher on books. And yeah, I ended up getting it for $7, so I'm happy with that. It's a good deal. And the books just keep coming, guys. I mean, we're not done. Oh, these were some of the books that I bought from Dolph. I don't think I put this in the video because it was really short, so I just kind of clipped it out. I was really proud to find this Spider-Woman 19, guest starring Werewolf by Night. Found Spider-Man 12, and once again, I didn't pay the sticker price. I don't even remember what I ended up paying for these. And that was it from Dolph. That was all I found in my short time there. I was trying to get back to my stand. This I bought from our regulars, and yeah, really awesome books. I think I got this whole stack for 40 bucks. Captain Marvel #1. I'm curious to look this book up. I'm not sure what it's worth, but Man-Thing 1. I wanted to get that when I saw it. There's a nice one. Secret Wars 6. And then just some nice, amazing Spider-Man books, priced reasonably. Like he said, he had them marked. He didn't have them marked, but he was asking $5 a piece for them. And then when we end up buying all the books, you know, maybe I get these for about $4 a piece. 166, 159, 158, 154, and my favorite of the bunch, 152. Really like the Shocker cover. They're all in kind of mid-grade. I'd say they're all kind of between 4s and 6s. So nothing super, super clean, but just good quality books. And like I said, for about $4 a piece, I'm happy to buy Amazing Spider-Mans for that price. All right, let's see what else. All right, and this came from our vendor friend John, who always brings fresh stuff. I ended up buying this for $5 because the reason I bought it is because it was complete. You know, it had the booklets, it had the disc in it and everything like that. So I thought it might be worth the $5, but it turns out it's only worth about $5. He had $5 for all his video games, and the one that I wanted to buy, I pulled it out, was the first one I grabbed. It was empty. It was just the case. I'm not even sure he knew that it was just the case. But whatever the case is, that was the one that I wanted. I'm sure if that one was in the box, you know, if it had the game with it, that one probably would have been worth the $5. I ended up buying this. I just see them selling online for between $5 and $10. So that means if I take this to the flea market, I'm going to ask $5 for it. So no, nothing special there. I said I don't buy pins, but I ended up buying a bunch of pins today. This was an off-camera purchase, I believe. Found this for $1, just kind of pulled it out. The only reason I bought it is because of the Jiminy Cricket logo. I'm not sure what this is. Castaway K. Thank you for experiencing the underwater world of Castaway K. So it's probably just some kind of a promotional button to maybe an amusement park or something like that. I just like the graphic on it, so for $1 I bought it. And then this is the last thing I kind of bought, and this is definitely not stuff that I buy regularly. I don't necessarily support the Soviet Union, but I am a fan and advocate of history, and I got these kind of tangled up here. And so, okay, so first I pulled out this one, just because he had a bunch of them. This one was nice, it was shiny. I wanted to keep it in case I ever have like my own history class or anything like that. It's nice to kind of have little pieces like this to kind of make things more interesting. And I just like, you know, I like history, and there's maybe my favorite kind of history is definitely 20th century history, and just everything that, you know, went on from kind of World War II on. I do like stuff that predates that. I like stuff like the Great Depression. I like stuff like the Roaring '20s. I like stuff like World War I. But for me, my favorite thing to study is World War II and after, and you can't talk about World War II and after without talking about the conflict with the Soviets and the Cold War and everything like that. And after I showed interest in this pin, the guy was very cool to say, if you like that, then you really should buy these, as he recommended. He told me that this was baby Lenin, and this is Lenin kind of all grown up. I believe these are from the 60s or earlier, maybe the 70s. I don't think that these are when Lenin was in power. But then again, now that I think about it, that kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to do research on these, because I don't know if it would make a ton of sense for Stalin to have had power but put out any kind of promotional pins for Lenin. I don't know. Maybe if I see the guy at the flea market again, I got to ask him what he knows about these. I'm just taking his word for it. You know, I mean, obviously this is Lenin. I don't know if that's baby Lenin or not, but I'm going to take his word for it. I don't know why he would lie about something like that. I can't read these, so I don't know what they say, but it's just cool history for me. That's why I bought it. That's why I bought all that stuff. So that's my Soviet Union collection that I just started today. So proud to have started it. I'm glad I have these in my hands, because you know, I appreciate them. I understand what they mean, and you know, I understand the significance behind them, and hopefully I can pass on that information to you guys to do your own research and check out history on the Soviet Union and everything that happened over there, in case you don't know. And then hopefully I can pass these on one day and just educate people on their significance and what they mean in history. So that was it. That was our trip to the flea market. I mean, you can see the stuff. Oh, wait. Not done. I do have more stuff. This is also from the same guy that I bought the comics from, Joe, who had the U-Haul. I also found this creepy 1969 yearbook, so I was really psyched to see that. And I just bought this in horrible condition recently, but I found this one for much better condition than the one that I had bought. Unfortunately, it has the mustache writing on it. Kids are gonna be kids, you know. But there's no tears. There's no, like the other one that I had was kind of falling apart. I was glad to have rescued that one. But I'm more happy to have this one just because it's in a little nicer condition. Giant superhero holiday grab bag, 1976, really nice stuff. I don't know how much I ended up paying for it, probably close to somewhere between $2 and $5 for it. So, and that goes for the creepy yearbook as well, 1969 creepy yearbook. So super cool, amazing day at the flea market. We bought so much stuff, and the crazy thing is, it didn't even feel like we bought that much, because like I said, I just made so many trips. I probably spent about 3 hours walking around the whole time we were there, and every time I went around I ended up buying something. And yeah, and you know what, I'm not even done yet. There's one more purchase. I'll take you over here to it. It was this Incredibles car. This little kid, his dad had a stand set up, and this little kid had his little toy section, and I looked this up. It's supposed to come with a top piece. It looks really cool with the top piece on. It's also remote controlled. So it is battery powered. It's remote controlled. You could drive it around. Obviously, I don't have the top piece. I don't have the remote control. The kid wanted $2 for it. I looked it up. If it was worth more, I was going to really pay him more. I was really going to tell the kid, I'll give you $5 or $10 for it. But in this condition, the fact that it's missing so much is it's only worth between $5 and $10. So for the $2, I took it from him. And hopefully I can try and turn it for a little bit more than that when I go. I'll clean it up, you know, give it a nice little scrub job. But like I said, if it was like a $25 toy or something like that, I would have given the kid $5 for it and just said, you know, just take it. It's not a big deal, but it's not. So I didn't. I'll just take the $2 price tag and take that. So that's pretty much it. So that's the entire purchase, I think, unless I'm forgetting anything else. But that's it. Listen, guys, Wednesday night, tomorrow night, tune in to Junkyard Breaks YouTube live stream. We're going to be live on YouTube. I'm going to be there. We're going to have a bunch of other people there. We're going to be talking some different subjects. We're going to be talking about things that everybody bought this week. We're going to be talking about our favorite animation movies. So that's going to be kind of the topic of the night. Tune in. I'll leave all the information down in the description below, or I'll leave it down in the comment section, actually. And it's going to be a fun time. If you guys want to ask me any questions, if you want to talk to me, you know, if you want to say anything like that, you know, you can type away in the chat and the feed, and I'll look at it, and I'll definitely respond to each and every one that says hi. But just come out and hang out, even if you don't want to spend the whole 2 hours. We're going to be on from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern United States, that is. I know I have a lot of out of United States listeners. So we'll be on at that time
just stop in and say hello. It'll mean a lot to everybody involved. So really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, as that keeps me motivated to keep making more videos, just to know that more and more people are enjoying the content. And yeah, it keeps me motivated to keep buying great stuff like this. And so that's going to do it, guys. Enjoy.